Hello and welcome back to Joe's Math Tools. In our session today, we are solving another two-step equation when we have variables on both sides. So if you're ready, let's get started. In solving our two-step equation today, we are going to begin by collecting our like terms. And remember that I told you before, whenever you are solving your two-step equations, remember to always see if you can collect like terms first. And in this equation, we have 7z and z, and these are both like terms. And please remember that whenever you are grouping your like terms, always look to see what sign is in front of your term. So in this case, our z has a minus sign in front. And when we move the z to the other side of the equation, in this case, we are going to be adding z to our 7z. And remember, once you've moved the z, everything else that is on the right-hand side of the equation, you will return to the equation. And since 48 is the only thing that's left, we will return 48 back to our equation. Now we're going to simplify the left-hand side of our equation. So we have 7z plus z, which will equal to 8z, and we return our 48 back to the equation. So now that we are working with two-step equations, we just performed our first step, which is addition, and now we're going to perform our second step, which will be division. And remember that we're using division because 8z means that 8 is being multiplied to z. So to get our variable z on one side of the equation by itself means that I'm going to perform the opposite of multiplication, which is division. And we always divide by the coefficient that is with our variable. And since 8 is my coefficient being multiplied to my z, both sides of the equation will be divided by 8. So now we're going to simplify both sides. So when AZ is divided by A, this will leave us with just Z. And next we are now going to divide our 48 will be divided by 8. And when 8 is divided by 8, that will be 1. And when 48 is divided by 8, that will equal to 6. So for this equation, our z is equal to 6. So now that we have solved for our unknown variable z, we're now going to check our answer by substituting z equals 6, meaning we're replacing z everywhere that it appears in our equation with the number 6. And then we're going to simplify both sides of our equation to make sure that they both equal to the same thing. So 7 times 6 will equal to 42. And when 48 minus 6 is will also equal to 42, which means that z equals 6 is the correct solution for this equation. So this is our second example that we're going to solve. And remember to feel free to pause the video, calculate the value of your unknown variable a, and then when you're ready, you can unpause the video and work along with me to see if you and I got the exact same answer. Okay, so let's begin working through our equation. So we're going to collect our like terms a, where we have 28 and 4a, and since 4a is being subtracted on the right hand side, that means that we're going to be adding 4a to 24a on the left hand side of our equation, and I'm returning 72 back to my equation. So 20a plus 4a will equal to 24a, which is equal to 72. That's our first step that we performed. And now for our second step, remember that 24a means that 24 is being multiplied to a, which means that we are now going to perform our second step, which is division. And we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 24. Remember that we always divide by the coefficient or the number that's being multiplied to our variable. So now the 24 divides into 24 will equal to 1. remembering that 1a is the same thing as saying a. And now when 24 divides into 24, we will get 1. And remember that 24 is also being divided into 72, which will equal to 3. So for this equation, our variable a is equal to 3. So let's check our answer. So we said that a is equal to 3, so we're now going to substitute 3 for a everywhere that appears in our equation. And remember that our goal is to make sure that both the left and the right hand side of the equation equals to the exact same thing. So 20 times 3 will equal to 60. And we have 72. We're going to work with our 4 times 3, which will be equal to 12. And when 72 minus 12, this will equal to 60. Okay, so we see that both terms equal, both sides of the equation equal to the same thing. So a equals 3 is the correct solution for our equation. Okay, so I hope this was very helpful to you. I hope you were able to follow along and calculate the value of your unknown variables, and then most importantly, perform your check to see if your answers were correct. And if you need any additional help on solving equations with variables on both sides, remember that we do have more videos loaded, so make sure that you check those out. And if they were helpful, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, and we'll see you right here in the next video on Joe's Math Tools, where we make math easy.